Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Speedgaming Live 2023 Super Metroid 100% Tournament. My name is Dark Zoa. I'll be joined by Kev Nastix, who has stepped away for just a moment. Uh,
Oh, I'm back, baby. I'm back.
oh, there he is. All right, Cutie, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Zoe. I can't wait for another super spectacular Super Metroid 100% item completion Speed Gaming Live 2023 Tournament Edition starring LynxXUnlimited and ARealCutie. This should be an absolutely lit match. I know Zoa has the stats for us tonight. So, Zoa, why don't you give us the stats while we're ready for these outstanding and prolific runners to get started?
Yeah, so Lynx is our number 5 seed for the tournament. He's got a PB of 113.59. So super strong runner there. A real cutie, no slouch either. Our number 11 seed has a 116.06 in 100%, but don't count him out. Both of these runners are insanely high tier, just in general. Cutie just hasn't ground down Hundo as quite as much as Lynx has. If we go over to any percent and check out where they're at, Lynx is number 5, or I'm sorry, a real cutie is number 5 on the any percent leaderboard with a 41.17, and Lynx is number 10 on the any percent leaderboard with a 41.52. So very similar skill levels between these two runners. We can expect a insane match today.
Yeah, from what I understand is ARealCutie has become a Super Metroid rando main, Kappa. But yeah, outstanding movement is what we're going to expect out of both of these runners, and definitely two runners that can put up an extremely excellent time. You see already from series right here, right now, that they're going to be doing pretty good. We got a 46.23 and a 46.30, which is absolutely aggressive. I'll just borrow words to stream through in chat right there. And Zosti with a big raid coming in here at just the right time to get this hundo ready right now. Now, I'm a big fan of both of these runners. Both Lynx and ARealCutie have been around the scene for a really long time. So I am absolutely excited for this race. And as many people would like to say, the best part of Series Station is getting off Series Station. So what do you think we have right now, Zoe? What are we going to see for the first couple minutes here? A lot of familiarity, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same basic early game. Maybe a little variation in the climb, but beyond that, we're gonna go grab the morphing ball. We're gonna check out what colors the morphing ball all is when they grab them. Grab a pack of missiles and then head back up and get bombs. And then after that, things should start to get a little bit more interesting.
Now, do my eyes deceive me, or did we just see a double down back from Cutie in the parlor? I kind of looked away for a minute. Both of our runners are going here with Moonfall strats, which I'm a big fan of watching, not necessarily a big fan of doing. But we're gonna see some stellar morph ball times here. Hopefully, we'll get some pitless on the way back. I don't know what climbs our runners main. Cutie, as far as I know, does a beautiful climb using wall jumps. Tends to use P shots before the ledge, which is absolutely high tier. Hopefully, we'll see some nice downbacks in the construction zone. And already, we're off to a really good start.
Yeah, so both of our runners got pink balls, so hopefully that puts them real close together, just like they are now. There's a lot more to come, so keep your fingers crossed, everyone. I'm hoping this will be a really close match. I do believe that Lynx does a ledge grab climb, so get a little bit of variation in here in just a second.
I always like to call that the Just Defend climb, just for a little bit of a lore. I know everybody calls it the VD climb, but I had heard that it was originally pioneered by Just Defend, and Behemoth, being the monster runner that he is, gets all kinds of strats, real and not real, attributed to him because he's just such a legend.
Yeah, that's definitely true. There are a lot of things attributed to Behe. The Behe Spark, the Behe Climb, the Rain Dance for Dragon. I wasn't sure about it being Just Defend. I actually thought it was Static 9, or if you watch his YouTube videos, it would be CWJ Alex. Static is actually the inventor of like 90% of the most basic strats for Super Metroid.
Well, let's just say, for the sake of argument, there are many legendary runners in the Super Metroid community, and it's very hard sometimes in a game with such storied history as Super Metroid. It's very difficult to know exactly who to attribute all of these strats to. So we'll just attribute them to Deer Force and call that a win, and we'll just name drop because we just love all these runners anyways.
Absolutely,
Let's see what kind of BTs. We got a really nice spread right there from LynxXUnlimited. Outstanding already. A nice little missile spread there for Cutie 2, and two really sick BTs right off the bat.
Yeah, Lynx not getting the best drop spread ahead exiting the room, so we'll see if he does the door bonk strat for Terminator. He can farm an extra missile back up really easily, and looks like that's what he's going to go for.
That was a sick Alcatraz backup from Cutie there, going for right side strats, missing it, not breaking spin, and managing to make it up right there. But you know what? No matter who is ahead in the early game, there are absolutely so many, like, I don't know what you want to call them, call them like choke points, or call them, crazy RNG points, much like Fantoon patterns. It's going to be a while before we can really expect things to go kind of one way or the other, but with the quality of runners we have here today, this likely could remain really close all throughout.
Yeah, absolutely. These runners are just super high tier, and Hundo is a death by 1,000 cuts. So I'm hoping personally to see some back and forth going on here.
Oh, that would make my day. Look at that weave right there from ARealCutie, just chasing Lynx right now. I would imagine both of our runners are going to get this really sick D-boost. This is one of my favorite D-boosts of the game. And, heckin'.
Yeah, a little bit of the commentator's curse. That'll be okay.
You don't really lose. Oh, nice backup with the mock ball. I don't really feel like you lose an incredible amount of time by not getting that D-boost, but what it is you end up being kind of hurt for energy here if you miss this mock ball and you have to go back through the upstairs. So this will be kind of a big moment for Cutie right here. I have complete faith in a reverse mock ball, and I am not a fan of calling it commentators cursing, because their actual play is long before we actually say anything. So we'll see what happens here. Lynx nailing it right away. Nice short hop by Cutie. Let's see what this looks like here coming out of the room. Out of the reserve room, textbook. Great play already.
Yeah, nice and smooth. Very nice golden mock ball from Lynx. Going through, he's gonna farm this Rio and gets a missile, which is the best drops in the game if you're running the best category in the game. I'll let you all just wonder what that category might be.
Are we doing max percent Sulas, though? I thought this was 100%. Wait a minute. Why is Cutie picking up this missile? We might be on some kind of autopilot right here. It is frames faster to get that missile a little bit later. But, perhaps Cutie has some frames to save someplace else. Not a big deal right there. Just something that typically unusual in this particular category to pick up those missiles right there. So we've got an early route divergence according to Butter right off the bat. So that's the thing I love about live races, and what I love about this is the, little idiosyncrasies between the runners. The tiny little mistakes or issues that a casual might not pick up. So that's what we're here for. But what we're going to see right now, runners are going to go down Red Tower. We're going to pick up the Spacer Beam, and then we're going to pay a visit to good old Kraid. And I know for a fact that from watching other races that Cutie is a late Crocomire runner, and I believe Lynx is too. So if we're lucky here, we might get to see both of our runners running more or less the exact same route with a few minor differences.
Yeah, Lynx is definitely gonna run late Croc, so we'll see them grabbing Ice Beam on the way out of Upper Norfair and carrying that to the point where it really makes a difference. Is going to be right before Spring Ball. So
do you call this route because of Grapple Beam hate, or is it Crocomire hate? You know what I'm saying? Or is it Ice Beam love? That's what I want to know.
I would hope that nobody has any Ice Beam love in their heart, because the Ice Beam is a hateful and laggy beam.
You don't like to shoot everything twice beam? I mean, come on now, you know? I mean, they got enough missiles, it doesn't really matter, right?
They will. This is basically any % old route, just with all safeties, so they will have plenty of missiles to go around, but that doesn't mean,
I think I want to say any % best route.
Yeah, same thing. Well, depending on what your definition of a glitch is.
There are no glitches in this game. That's a myth.
Yeah, hashtag code is not a glitch. So we got a textbook crate quick kill from Lynx. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Cutie's not going for lag reduction strats with this much energy, but you know, sometimes it's better to go with old reliable. Get crate out of the way fast right there. It really doesn't save too much time to do that lag reduction. Cutie coming out and not really getting lucky with drops right there. Lynx getting some pretty solid drops. Energy's looking good for both runners. We're going to go and get that crate E-Tank and, you know, head down to good old shopping center, the Upper Norfair shopping spree.
Oh yeah, so our runners are getting ready to pick up the core movement items of this and probably most any other category, which are going to be the high jump boots, the speed booster, and the wave beam. So
I do want to draw attention to ARealCutie when we get down this elevator here when we go to Upper Norfair. Cutie likes to do the strat I've seen him do in any % where he opens the ice beam door with a really swaggy super missile shot on the way down to high jump boots. I'm really kind of hoping we see that here tonight. Just you know, little tiny touches of swag that you can watch and pay attention to, and it kind of sets the runners apart from one another. And that's really at the high level where you're going to notice the biggest differences in just these small little idiosyncrasies between each runner and kind of how they enjoy going from room to room.
So I didn't see what happened with Cutie. He did get that door open, but he didn't have any reserves coming down the elevator, so I'm guessing he killed the bugs before grabbing that E-Tank. Both of our runners' reserves... Yeah, both of our runners' reserves are going to be kind of important, and it's kind of unfortunate that Cutie just took that hit, because you need to be full on health in order to start filling your reserves. This is the point in the game where our runners are going to want to try and get as much health in those reserves as they can while their health is full. Because shortly after, say, Cathedral, I think, they're not going to get many chances again.
Well, these are the kind of heads-up plays you expect from the top runners right there. Doing this particular route, Wreck Ship is a little bit more dangerous than in the early Crocomire route. So our runners want to fill their reserves right now so that when they finish the Wreck Ship, if they end up losing they end up losing quite a bit of energy, you'll see a lot of runners will pop their reserves going for the Gauntlet Spark. So even now at 13 minutes, we're seeing our runners prepare for something that's like near 20 minutes away, which I think is just really, really cool. And just a nice showcase of just ways that runners have been able to optimize routes like this over the years.
Yeah, this route has lots of really cool health management strats. It's pretty much up to Gauntlet. Sorry. So you don't get all of the super swag grapple strats, but you do get some interesting and neat health strats where our runners are gonna pretty much purposely be very low on health at the precise right times.
Gotta love it. That was a really, really nice missile shot on the door from Cutie, and then retrieving that speed hallway missile right there. You know, not missing a beat at all. You're going to see Lynx fix that door right there, jumping through the door. Zoa, I know you're a big fan about door fixes. When I was early in my Super Metroid career, you pointed out to me, you're like, hey, Kev, you know, you could be a lot faster if you learned about door fixes. And I'm like, what? What is that? You know, so Zoa, why don't you explain to us the frame-saving door fix technique?
Right. So the door transition that Lynx was just in is a great example. You actually don't want to fix that door. It's one of the handful that you either don't or can't. But you see the doors have to move vertically before they can start moving horizontally, and so you'll see it on ARealCutie screen right now. What you do entering that door can affect your time by it comes out to really a handful of frames. Maybe 20 usually is a pretty bad door. But over the course of a run, and especially a long run, like Hundo, very nice bomb spread from Lynx. That is sick.
Frame perfect.
Yeah.
Pixel perfect. Is it pixel perfect, frame perfect? Either way, it's absolutely sick.
It's frame perfect. So you're not supposed to be able to do a bomb spread like that while you're in midair, and it looks like Cutie's going for it too, didn't quite get it. But what they're going to do is they keep charging their shot and aim down, and while aiming down, they turn around. And that turnaround gives them 7 frames, and at the end of that 7 frames, they can trick the game by frame perfectly pressing down again, and that will get them that bomb spread in midair.
And why that bomb spread is a frame saver right there is because it'll allow the bomb to break those blocks going down through that Bubble Mountain maze right there and help the runners go through it a little bit faster. Lynx nailing it, Cutie just missing it. And that is just the tip of the iceberg of the little strats that you're going to see from these top tier runners that really set them apart. You're going to see wicked tight ledge grabs, and that's going to allow the runners to spend less time in the air for their jumps and their climbs right there. So the sooner you can grab onto a ledge, the faster you can move through the room. And it's little movement tech and small optimizations like that can really mean the difference between like a 116 and a 118. And you know, it's those are just the little things that I like, the things that I did not notice when I started out the game. Other commentators and runners pointed out to me that just thinking about those little mechanics made me altogether a better runner. And that's why you see some of these runners able to move through the rooms much faster than you would expect a normal person.
Yeah, absolutely. I always like to say that fundamentals will pay out higher dividends than tricks ever could. You know, one trick might save 10 seconds, and that's huge. But in the long run, if you're just having very clean wall jumps where you're only releasing jump for the shortest amount of time possible, if you're grabbing the ledges with the smallest jump that you can, and getting moving again faster, these are the kinds of things that will separate runners like Lynx and ARealCutie from runners that are in the like 120 something range in Hundo, or the 45 range in any percent. It's just little things like that, and being able to do these things consistently, having good backups, knowing what to do when things don't quite go the way you expected them to.
Thank you for pointing out the difference between these runners and myself. No, I'm just kidding. Really, really great rooms by both of our runners right here. We are just under 30 seconds apart with each of them, which is not really a big deal here, or possibly could not be a big deal right here, as we see Lynx is about to make his way to wreck ship, and that's when we will see our first Fantoon. And Fantoon has 3 different patterns: slow, mid, and fast, which could actually make a really huge difference in time depending on what RNG you draw. So we'll have to see what patterns we have. If everybody feels like taking a guess in chat, we don't have Fantoon active here, but that's always a great game to play and good to have some audience participation while we're going through the run.
Very nice ocean fly for Lynx. That trick is sort of difficult to set up properly, and he gets it very, very often, so it's super consistent with that. Cutie having a little bit of trouble, accidentally ran into that ledge, and if you are all the way up against the ledge, then you can't jump straight with a shine spark stored, or you'll just goop spark. So had to go back, unfortunately, and recharge that spark.
Bill gets the ocean fly though, so you know, a little bit of a time save right there to kind of make up for it. So always nice to see an ocean fly, something that you would commonly see in an old route any percent run, but also has great utility in late croc hundo.
And we've got our first Fantoon fight coming up. I do this all the time. Sorry, Lynx, but I'm gonna guess for a bad pattern for Lynx and a good pattern for Cutie. I'm saying slow mid for Lynx.
Slow mid. I'm calling slow for Lynx and fast for Cutie, because you know I like a quick race. But we did get a mid right there, and decent air doppler. I think one missile short right there from, you know, a solid first round. We'll see if Lynx is able to pull off the 2 round here with mid.
That's a mid. Oh no! Accidentally ran into Fantoon before he got that last shot in, so... And left side, that is... If it's not a fast, it's probably a slow. So that looks like a mid for ARealCutie.
Pretty solid dopplers. I couldn't tell how many Cutie got in, but it
And a fast.
Oh, wow. What an outstanding 2 round right there. And we were talking before about Fantoon being an equalizer. And right there, that's putting Cutie. Cutie probably gained at least 20 to 25 seconds right there on that Fantoon fight. So that's pretty sick. So we're back again. You know, not in sync, but pretty close. And yeah, that was a really sick angle doppler from Cutie right there. Proving, you know, why he has that 116 and one of the very few 41s at any percent. So really great to see this race drawn that close again, and both runners are going to be in the same room in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's go is right. So both of our runners look to have very good health, so I expect to see the optimal strat coming up in Spiky Room of Death. You kind of need health to burn in order to get through there really quick.
Yeah, in case you get trapped by one of those Kazans.
Yeah, they're a bit brutal when you don't have gravity suit, so... Oh, Lynx going for it, but didn't quite jump high enough, so gonna do the backups.
Kazans are 100 damage with Varia suit, correct?
I believe so.
Oh, Cutie, go! He got the bounce. Let's see if it's good. Almost all the way across the room, and nice D boost off the spikes. Holy crap! Look at how high Lynx puts that bomb. I think I've seen Lynx put that bomb higher than most people.
He does, yeah. And just goes for a single bomb, where you'll see a lot of runners will lay it a lot lower, like Cutie is right now. Ooh, oh. And then bomb jump up a little ways. Use 2, maybe even 3 bombs. That was a little bit nerve-wracking, but Cutie makes it over.
So that's definitely one of the main strats that makes this route possible right there, that you have to do. You don't have grapple beam to get across there. You could disable high jump boots, or you could do a really, like, what is it, like a frame perfect or pixel perfect jump with high jump boots, but definitely better and more optimal to just do that bomb strat. Both of the runners getting through that okay. Just a little bit of stress. Let's see what kind of attic Lynx has for us, and a gorgeous one right there. Wow, that was pretty phenomenal.
That is our ballistic attic strat. Didn't quite hit the speed keep on the way back, but that's okay. Looks like Cutie going for also a ballistics. That is sick. And no speed keep or hip from Cutie either.
It's all right. We're just a little bit more than a fanfare apart right now, and then both of the runners are going to have a little bit of a break in bowling. Hopefully, oh my God, the robot's not being very cooperative for Cutie right there. You know, it just kind of seems to be like just how Super Metroid goes.
Yeah, Lynx with a very smooth ceiling mock ball on the way out of attic puts him right between those two platforms, allowing him to keep his fall speed, get to the ground just a little bit faster.
I like that sweet jump that they do to get that sky missile. I used to main the spark because it was a little bit more consistent, but once you really go for that, once you go for that jump, it's not that hard. It's just a little bit finicky, and hopefully we're going to see a robot flush from Lynx right there. Honestly, it looked pretty good to me, but I'm kind of a casual when it goes to robot flush. It's not a strat that I main, but I am super excited every time I see a runner get it. So I imagine, well, does Cutie goes for robot flush too, right?
I believe so. It looks like the right setup. So you're going to come into the room and try and get a very low, late, and small deboost off of that first set of spikes to put you in the right position and to get to shoot the first robot. And then the second one, I actually have no idea how to set that part up, but it's a very precise trick. It's not necessarily hard, but it is something that you would have to put a lot of practice into, and to know exactly where you're trying to go, and do your inputs very specifically. So Lynx definitely got it. Cutie's setup looked good, but we don't have his audio, so you didn't get any audio cues, but definitely got it. That is always awesome to see.
It is worth mentioning that you typically won't see X Factor strats on Fantoon for runners that go for that, because you need spacer for the robot flush. So just another reason to get really good at Dopplers on Fantoon. Already a really exciting, I don't really call this is not really the first half, but basically this is the most dangerous section of the game physically for Samus, as far as life and death for our runners, both making it out of wrecked ship relatively unscathed. And we're going to see, we're going to go back to some even more cool things. And yes, we do want to point out that Lynx got that really sick speedball right there, so that is super hard. I can't even explain how difficult that is. And Cutie almost gets it as well. That was a really nice hole-in-one right there. Absolutely stellar play from both runners so far.
Yeah, I think Cutie actually went for a safe strat, so you can mock ball off of the hill right before that gap, and usually it will put you, depending on your speed, will put you right in that hole. You just won't get speed all the way through it. So I think that's what Cutie went for.
Yeah, Lynx is definitely going to have to pop his reserves for this Gauntlet Spark right here. Should have plenty in the reserves, I would imagine, to get the Spark all the way. Cutie's going to have to do the exact same thing. Lynx did get that shot. I thought Lynx was a little too far to the left, but did manage to get that shot. Nice entry into Criteria Power Bombs from Cutie there, a little bit more optimal than Lynx. So I think right now it's going to be a matter of, you know, who gets the Teletubby Huggy here, because if Lynx misses it and Cutie gets it, this could put this race race exactly together. And Lynx missing it, so this is Cutie's chance right here. And boy, I hope he pulls it off. His Teletubby Huggy is absolutely sick.
Lynx gonna come up with this powerbomb backup.
Well, Cutie not going for it. Maybe decided it had too much health or didn't want to waste the time going back and then potentially missing it. Lynx taking it a little bit safe, getting that shot, not taking it safe on those crumble blocks. So, you know, Zoa, where do you think the big chances for runners to catch up right now? Could it be an Eddie Coons for Cutie? Could it be Main Street Spark? We've seen some runners have trouble with that. Oh my gosh, Cutie. Oh my God, that was lit.
Cutie going all in on those crumble blocks. But very practiced, gets right in the middle. Yeah, so there's definitely time to save all over the place. I'm gonna say Meridia. Just Meridia in general. There's just so much to pick up, so much maze to go around in Meridia, so many strats to pull off, and a lot of them are very much harder than they look. So
yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the, you know, kind of go for it section of the bracket right here. We're looking so close to close to the top 6 or the top 8 right now. This is when the runners, you know, really want to go after it. I don't know who the more experienced runner is, and I could be wrong. I feel like Cutie might have been around longer, but Lynx runs more hundo. I don't know. I feel like both of these runners have just an exceptional amount of experience with this kind of category in particular. So, you know, right now, the only real difference that we're seeing is that trouble that Cutie had prior to wreck ship. But both of the runners have been running pretty darn clean after that.
Yeah, I would say you're absolutely right on that. Cutie definitely been around a little bit longer and has definitely put way more effort
nice
into
backup
80%.
from Lynx right there. Did you see that? Was going to miss that and go back down, but you know, went to the left and landed on the ledge. That was a real heads-up play from Lynx right there. Great save. Yeah,
very quick thinking. Just another one of those things. Like I said before, knowing what to do when things don't quite go your way and being able to correct very, very quickly, cleanly. Things like that are just the kind of things that we expect from these kind of runners. So.
Yeah, the PB coming out of Eddie Coons clears the sound for a faster door transition. So we might see something like that in Lower Norfair, but there are a couple instances where you can clear the sound cue by laying a power bomb, depending on when you do it. So, you know, just again, we talked early about how these runners do little optimizations. Nice Mission Impossible with the D-boost from LynxXUnlimited right there. Let's see if Cutie can counter, and hopefully we can go 2 for 2 on these. And look at this blue keep by Lynx. That is a real tight strat. Wow, that was sick.
Very tight. Those side hoppers are not always in the right position for you to be able to shoot them the way you want to.
You'll be going for it. Oh my God. Here
2 in a row.
Textbook. Look at both. Oh no.
Oh.
This in the gate. I hate this room. You know what? Serene pointing out right here. Cutie could possibly catch up with the charged missile pickup, and you know what, Serene? I forgot all about that. But you might actually be right, because that fanfare is 6.6 seconds, and that is just about near what the deficit is right now. So that route divergence there from Cutie, unintentional or not, is potentially going to be paying off right now. All right, so I just got really excited. I want to thank Serene for pointing that out. So let's see the ramifications of that. Let's see how this plays out. So here we go. Lynx is going to pick up this missile here. Cutie is coming out, and this is going to bridge the gap just a little bit closer. We might be within 3 seconds at this point. I want to count on this door right here when Lynx goes in the door at 33:44. 5-second gap now. Holy crap. And I think we had a deficit of over 30 seconds at one point going into wreck ship. So we had an equalizer from Fantoon right there. And then we had that missile, quote unquote, route divergence. And this race just keeps getting more exciting as the minutes go on. Look at those sick ledge grabs from Lynx right there. And Cutie as well. I really like that strat instead of Shine Sparking up there. Lynx missing the clip right there, and this is going to bring things a little closer if Cutie can get it. And it does.
Very nice. That's a really hard clip to get to work right, just because you can't see where you're at. But you want to jump on top of that block and break spin in the right way, and it will force your head slightly into the ceiling, so you can keep jumping up the rest of the way out.
You know, it says anything you can do, Lynx, I can do as good or better, as the Hockey Towner would say. Let's see if we get Blockbuster here. Lynx just missing it. Cutie hitting it. Holy crap. Here we go. Cutie is going to pull. Oh, we're almost dead sync right now.
This is awesome, and a great time to be in sync too, because Meridia has so many strats right here at the very beginning of it that are just going to be really sick, but also really challenging. We'll see right here at the very beginning, the very first thing, our Main Street missile pickup. Our runners are going to have to kill this crab while charging a very, very short Shine Spark. Cutie gets it. Lynx gets it.
Anybody watching the Any Percent tournament from SGLIVE last year, I know this is not Any Percent, but anybody that watched that would know that Cutie has one of the very best Meridias in the game. So this is probably not a position. Look at that wiggle. This is probably not a position that Lynx would like to be in, going toe-to-toe with the ARealCutie and Meridia. But Lynx, you know, with the better PB, definitely has an extremely strong Meridia himself. So Cutie pulling ahead with the lead. Not by a lot, but about a half of fanfare right now, and just so much more game to go. So much more game. This is just. I'm so glad. You know, I feel bad that Prof had to miss this as far as calling this race, but I got the luck end of that, and I got to be here in the booth with you on this. So this is just really outstanding. You go ahead. I'm gonna take a break from talking and just enjoy this.
Yeah. So. Lynx accidentally having a little bit of trouble. He's gonna have to kill that fish before coming into the fish tank there, or coming up the fish tank rather, jumping in the door to Mount Everest. So our runner's gonna grab a few items. There's input heavy, I would say, area coming up, which is the beach. Our runners are gonna have this little what am I trying to say? Our runners are going to try and get through this hole. Yeah, words are hard sometimes, folks.
I mean, when you see the phenomenal play that's going on right here and just how fast these strats happen. I mean, look at this shot right there. Look at that ledge grab from Cutie. Lynx getting trolled there by the ouch, and actually probably said ouch at that moment. Cutie missing that single towel morph. Let's see, Lynx missing the single towel morph right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's a really tight area, and it takes a lot of just micromanaging your inputs. I actually saw
those menus are really helping Cutie pull even further ahead. Holy cow, that's brutal.
Yeah, that is rough. I did actually see there's a buffer strat where you can pause, and it's not going to be advantageous for most people, but I know that's where Sasreem likes to do his menuing, to turn off Spazer in his runs.
Do you find it funny that Sasreem likes to menu right in front of the menu?
That is, I never even thought about it that way.
I didn't either until now, you know.
All right, so we've got a Botwoon fight coming up. Our runners are going to do some form of X Factor fling, and than try and just spam super missiles straight into Batuun's forehead. So there's 4 different patterns. Cutie going for the D factor. Shoutouts to Decalled, and gets the good pattern. I'm pretty sure that's the good one.
Yes, that was definitely the good pattern, and Lynx actually gets a good pattern too. So nice 1-round Batuuns, and the next challenge is the full halfie right here, and this is definitely another place that could change this race. So let's see. Cutie pretty reliable here. That down grab looks really good. Jump through the door. No goop spark. We have a full halfie.
Very nice. And Lynx coming up.
Oh no!
Oh no!
The halfie.
The half-full
so now
halfie.
It's up to Dragon RNG right now, but that was really good. That was the top shelf halfie. So Lynx was able to get that down grab on that ledge and looking really good moving through Coliseum without grapple beam. And not too far behind. I mean, just like Fantoon, there is a significant amount of RNG possibility with Dragon here. And this could definitely do something to the race. But I know both of these runners have absolutely outstanding Dragons. So it doesn't look like Cutie's going for the Rain Dance, just going for the, good old, charge a Shine Spark while charging your beam. Lynx looks like he's just playing a little bit. Let's see. Looks like we're getting a Rain Dance from Lynx. Good opener right there from Cutie. Are we going to get a 2 in blue?
Looks good for it.
Not even
very nice. And second try conversion into a spike suit.
Oh no! And Lynx misses the short charge to the spark, and we have the same kind of RNG right there on Dragon. So let's see if we can clean this up. Boom. Okay. So not
a little bit of chain damage
there. Yeah, a little bit of chain damage. Not going to be significant. Lynx does that really actually got the good frame on that. So we have the spike suit. I didn't happen to see if Cutie got the spike suit.
He did. Yeah, it took him a couple tries, but he got it, and there's that halfie on the way back. Gonna do a little bit of menuing to turn back Ice and Spazer. He's gonna need that for the upcoming Puyo Ice Clip to get him up to the Shack Tool area. And a reverse full halfie from Lynx as well. So, like I said before, this area, Meridia, there's just so much to do, so many strats to pull off. Looks like Cutie actually KO'd through the Puyo that he wanted to.
And gave up on the
deboost from
special there.
Yeah, probably for the best, to be honest. That is a it's not a hard trick, but it's just an easy one to lose everything on. So Lynx not getting that deboost either, but
really good short charge going for the blue bomber strat. Oh no, is going for off lock special. Nails it. I lost track of where Lynx was. That's his first traversal through the pits.
Yeah, really close to that wall, which made me super nervous, because that wall is one of those things, if you hit the wall, you're losing your blue. So really happy for that nerve-wracking event to be over. Meanwhile, Cutie coming up over here on the pants room. This is actually, these two rooms are the same room. Cutie doing the old behemoth
style.
Yeah, get that little jump through the ceiling, and jump onto that frozen Puyo. And now we've just got a Shack Tool. So we were talking earlier about clearing the sound queue. I'm hoping that these runners will murder Shack Tool. A, because he deserves it, and B, because there's actually a sound queue that you can clear by using Shack Tool's death. We see Cutie wasting some missiles here. That's going to be a setup for a RNG manipulation. Looks like Lynx is going for it as well. Lynx definitely is going to need supers. So what they're doing is wasting missiles. They want to be below 32 at the point when they get to the GT fight, because it will manipulate GT into doing more of his goo ball attacks, whatever you call those. and you can farm those for super missiles. So it's a bit of a risky strat. That it is going to cause quite a bit more lag in that GT fight. Get a little high five through these tunnels. But yeah, it gives them a chance to get some more supers because they're really going to want those for the Ridley fight upcoming. So again, like you said before, it's one of those heads-up plays, just thinking in advance, things that you see from these super high-tier runners.
Yeah, nothing but top-notch play right here. Looks like both of our runners are just making really just a sick pace right here through Meridia. We're a little bit more than halfway through Meridia. We've got Plasma Beam and one more sand pit to clear out. And then we're going to go to Crade Missile. And then we're going to go down, well, obviously Kreml Shaft. And then my favorite part of Hundo, outside of Turian, is Lower Norfair. I feel like a well-executed Lower Norfair in Hundo is quite possibly some of the best Super Metroid play that you will see regardless of any category. It's just like 6 strat after 6 strats. So I'm really, really excited for that part. And that is definitely an area of the game that can really put our runners separated. I mean, if you look at the super count right now, Cutie's super count is looking really, really strong. Lynx is going to be counting on some drops, and we all know the DPS on Ridley is the fastest when you're using super missiles. So already, even before we get there, that's a potential advantage for ARealCutie comparative to all the great play he's already put in.
Yeah, it looks like Lynx having just a little bit cleaner of a plasma. Oh, and I as soon as I said that, falls back down. Both of our runners then having a bit of trouble in plasma pirates. Our spread is definitely opening up quite a bit. Cutie taking quite a bit of lead, but like you said, there's a ton to do still in Meridia and coming up in Lower Norfair. So that Lower Norfair is going to be really sick. It is almost identical to GT Classic Lower Norfair. So
yeah, the only differences are that you have a few item pickups that are unnecessary in GT Classic. Let's see if we get this Yo-Dog boost from ARealCutie going into the Blue Bomber. The deep boost looks good, the short charge looks good, and let's see if we can get this down grab. Didn't
very
even
nice.
need it.
Yeah, that low jump, you're sort of at the mercy when you unmorph in the middle of a spring ball jump. You have no control over your jump height at that point. You are going all the way up. So our runners kind of want to adjust their run speed. Lynx getting it as well. A very nice low jump there.
Drops by Cutie. Beautiful. That triple quick drop is really hard. It's not too hard to get a double quick drop, but a triple is really sick.
Yeah, and they're just sort of in an odd spacing between them too. So it's not immediate like you sort of expect it to be.
Yeah, shout outs to the 2-for-2 Yo-Dog boost right there. I mean, I don't even know who named most of these strats in Super Metroid, but I tend to love most of them. I've watched a lot of different speed runs and a lot of different games, and I don't think anybody can match the swaggy, cool, unique, or interesting names that we find in Super Metroid, whether it's a room or a strat. I like how Zosti doesn't even know. I think I named that one. You know, we'll give you credit for that. I'm gonna make sure I shout that out for Zosti every time I see it from now on. So I have a history degree, so I have a big interest in history, and I like learning about where things came from. And the more accuracy I can get, the better. Look at that diagonal shot on the gate there from Cutie. Let's see if we can get this really swaggy spring ball strat here going into Crade's. The Crade revisit, and he nails it.
Yeah, so time check. Cutie came in entered that Meridia exit door at 47:43. Lynx right behind him at 47:52. I think it was 55. I didn't quite get the exact time, so I'm sort of guessing on that one.
Yeah, 47 closer than hell is what the time was on that.
Yeah, for sure. So our runners around 10 to 15 seconds apart at the moment.
So So I like ARealCutie doing that D-boost there and still picking up those drops from those Zilas right there. And let's see if Lynx gets this speed ball. Look at that, and breaks the block. That's a little bit more optimal than Cutie did that room right there. So Lynx saving a little bit right there on time. And we're an elevator ride, just a little bit less than an elevator ride apart. This is just absolutely incredible. And I think at this point, Cutie has possibly held the lead as long from like the mid game, up to this point as Lynx did at the beginning. So oh my gosh, and that really that's not too good right there for Cutie. You can see the look of frustration on his face right there, knowing he's given a couple seconds to Lynx if he can get this optimal entry right here, and he does.
See if Lynx goes for the D-boost or the down back. Going for a D-boost. There's a down back that is technically a little more optimal in that room, but it's hard because you have to morph and unmorph and then immediately start down backing really quickly. So going for the easy strat. These are some of my favorite rooms to chain together just because there's so much speed through this area. And it looks like both of our runners able to chain those what is it, 4 rooms? 3 rooms? 4 rooms together very nicely, and finish it off with a chronic boost, which Cutie gets very easily, and looks like Lynx's chronic boost is good as well. And we are off to Lower Norfair.
Whether you named it or not, Zost, I'm going to give it credit for you. I mean, I hear Behe gets credit for some strats he didn't do either, so why not? We'll just change the lore. Popular usage. And Cutie, they're going with the D-boost strat that I've seen a lot of runners go. I hear it's marginally faster than doing the blue fireball, even though it might not be as swag for some runners. I think it's equal swag. I think it looks really good. Lynx going for the same thing, and now we are within about 5 or 6 seconds right here.
It's called revisionist history, Violet.
Well, history was written by the victors, as they say.
Boy, do we have some victors in this tournament. These runners are all amazing, and will all go down as victors in my book.
That's a very risky space jump right there over the crumble blocks. I wasn't worried for a second. We're going to get this shot off right here. Cutie going for a more optimal GT. And we're going to see how those drops manipulate. Cutie already picking up a couple supers. And there's more supers. So if GT keeps throwing these eggs out, Cutie getting even more supers. And again, this could actually, I'm not saying it's going to be, but this could be the big gap in the race right here, because this disparity between the supers is going to allow Cutie to have a much faster Ridley fight. But here's the other thing. Lynx could get really, really good drops off of the Metal Pirates, and Cutie could get, next to no drops off the Metal Pirates, and we could be a little bit more even to the point where it might not even matter, but time will definitely tell at this point. I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see if this will matter. Oh, Cutie co-jacting right there, almost like telling Lynx, like, at this point, I don't need this advantage.
Yeah, Lynx actually is going to be really relying on those Metal Pirates coming up, because that's about the last place that he can get a good amount of supers. Had too many missiles for the GT fight manipulation that we were talking about earlier. You want to have 32, which Arc had exactly 32. Lynx had 35, so ooh.
Good mock balls. Little sketchy on Lynx's side right there. Fortunately, misses the crumble block right there, and Cutie getting the good spring ball jump. Lynx as well, and we are almost back at sync.
All right, so coming up, I believe Lynx is setting up for the sound cue clear here with that power bomb there. Yeah, so there's you another example of clearing the sound cue with a power bomb. The lava rising in that room would be the sound that you're trying to clear.
And honestly, I don't think that gain pack Lynx an entire second right there, but at least half a second. I mean, we are super close, within 2 seconds at this point. This is lit. Like, my heart rate right now would be like 180. if I was watching this race and in it, it's already like 160 and I'm just common.
So we got good double D boosts from both of our runners. Let's see if we get some good Metal Pirates drops. Sick grouping strat from Cutie. Lynx not quite getting the drops that he wants, but gets.
Oh, look at this! We're gonna be right
set up for Powerball
together. Oh my God! Oh, we're backed away from sync, and Cutie has
two shutouts.
Advantage with super missiles.
So Cutie probably not going to do the full optimal fight because he has exactly 27 supers. Late Croc, you're going to need to save some of those for later. So Cutie definitely is going to edge back ahead here because he has so many more supers than Lynx. Lynx does not want to burn very many of these.
And right there, so that is a big difference right there in the fight. Ridley's being a little bit of a troll right there. Got an extra swoop there from Lynx. Sloters, what is cooking here is like one of the most insane races I've ever seen. Cutie's cooking. I think that's a really great way to put it. Holy crap. That GT super drop manipulation really in Cutie's favor right here. Gained back 20 complete seconds from that Ridley fight just on those supers alone. So Lynx is going to have to play really hard, but we're still about a baby skip away, and we have a lot of really complicated movement coming up through the Upper Norfair return, Crocomire, and most importantly, Blue Brinstar. And Cutie having a little bit of trouble here, giving a little bit of time back to Lynx, missing that Wasteland setup right there.
Yeah, so coming up, there's a lot of spaces that are intended for you not to have all of the movement tech that our runners currently have. So you're supposed to be there early in the game. It's not that you're not supposed to be there now, but it sort of does make it a little bit more claustrophobic, a little harder to navigate. So I do know that Lynx has a very strong late game. So we'll see if he can make up some of this time, and we'll get a close Torian, hopefully. But we do have quite a bit of cleanup and collection to do before that comes. Moving on to the Crocomire area of the game here shortly, and there will be an X-ray. Our runners are going to try and grab a spike suit at Crocomire and then carry it all the way to X-ray. So that's going to be a very hard trick to do. Looks like I know Cutie did not get the Hodarubi special. Lynx nailing it there. So that's a little bit of time there.
So it's a little bit extra time too, because we know how much power Cutie gains when a runner misses the Hodarubi special right there. But I would say that it is now less than 10 seconds. So Cutie had a couple door bonks and a couple unoptimal rooms right there. Not the lead that he was really hoping for, I imagine, against Lynx at this point in the game, but still holding on to a pretty steady lead. And again, some extremely complicated rooms coming up, but Lynx is closing this gap really fast.
Oh, Cutie having a little bit of trouble getting through that one tile gap with Spring Ball, just bouncing around there a little bit. Lynx getting through there, a couple of bounces himself, but a little bit cleaner. And we've got some cleanup to do here in Upper Norfair, in the Bubble Mountain area, and then we'll be off to Croc. So we're gonna grab a couple of missile packs, and the Norfair reserve tank.
Cutie and Lynx both absolutely fearless right there, getting the super door shot and the damage boost off of the waiver. Look at that action there from ARealCutie right there. Let's see if Lynx can counter. Beautiful space jump shot into that one tile gap right there. Reserve tank pickup, and I think we are within about 10 or 11 seconds right now, and I would agree both are straight up sending it full send right now.
Yeah, so you might have noticed actually Lynx was doing some really low space jumps on the way into this room, and was able to screw attack the two enemies that are right there around that missile pack. Cutie having to stop and shoot those from the ledge above. That's just a tiny little optimization. It does not going to save much, but um, just evidence of Lynx having a little bit more experience in Hundo specifically.
Oh, dang, and Cutie missed it right there, getting hecked by those reappearing blocks. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Oh my gosh, we're almost back in sync as we do the Krockemeyer, the namesake of this route. Late Krockemeyer. Holy crap.
This is exciting, folks.
Oh, we are in dead sync right now. 59 minutes and 24 seconds into this race. And we have a double synced Krockemeyer.
All right, so you're not usually supposed to have Plasma Beam for Krockemeyer, so Plasma Beam just does so much damage that Croc just freaks out and backs way off right into this lava. And then you saw our runners both just kind of jump over Croc's head, and then they do this weird just reappearing on the bridge rather than jumping over the... I'm not sure where Cutie is, actually. A little bit further to the left. So it turns out they were actually behind that spike wall. The reason they do that... Yeah, it doesn't actually save a whole lot of time. What it does do, however, is give you...
And both run. Oh, Cutie almost getting the short charge.
Oh no! My stream froze. I didn't actually see. Did our runners get it?
Both. We are dead sync, and neither runner got the spike suit.
Oh, very nice. So, well, not very nice, but better even than coming apart. Lynx missiling the door. Gonna give Cutie that lead. Hey, just a little bit again.
I mean, Lynx is definitely trying to save supers here, so even though Lynx was able to catch up quite a lot all the way to sync on that Ridley fight, this super missile difference, and watch this deboost from both of our runners right there. That is swag.
Both of them got it.
Oh, and Lynx gets the mock ball.
Very nice, and that brings it right back together. Lots of push-pull in this race. This is exactly what we like to see.
I can't even, Zoa. This is like, I'm like a 15-year-old Valley girl. I can't even. This is just too much.
All right, so this area, normally if they would get that, if they had gotten that spike suit, they would be trying to play a little bit cautious, a little reserved, because they don't want to press up or do a straight jump, or I'm sorry, up or angle up during a oh, Cutie getting a Goops mark into that other platform puts Lynx back in the lead. And we'll see if he can maintain this. This is definitely his strong suit. Lynx did not go for the spark, which would have been better off, considering they didn't have a spike suit stored.
Oh my god, and Cutie is still... Oh, he's missing it! I thought he was going to catch up right there. Kind of...
Oh no!
Oh, and Cutie almost got that shot and was going to get the mock ball through the door, so this is actually going to put Lynx ahead right there. And Cutie co-jacking. Holy crap.
Oh my god, this give and take is just... I'm going to need to go see a cardiologist after this.
Oh my gosh. This is, I mean, the races toward the end here have been absolutely exciting, but, you know, right now this might even be the most exciting race in the tournament that I have seen so far. We've seen a couple races this close at the end, but I don't know if any of them have played out exactly how this one has. Just trading shots like boxers.
All right. So no spike suits, so we're not going to see X-ray spark, but there is a chance. I doubt we'll see. Neither of our runners going for a speed keep. Cutie opting not to touch spikes at all, which will give Lynx a little bit more time. You can get just a bit more speed if you stop and run on those spikes, since you didn't have a lot of run speed to start that space jump. So this is Lynx's strong suit, this late game section, especially coming up in Blue Brinstar. Lynx has a really sick Blue Brinstar. So
yeah, and Blue Brinstar outside of Turian is probably the most technically demanding section of Hundo, or at least I've heard it called that way. So the race could definitely hinge upon the kind of movement we're seeing in this Blue Brin return. Hopefully Lynx is going for reverse slinky. Let's do it. Nope.
Definitely some sanity and brain cells still left in Lynx's head, because not even going to try for a trick that is way harder and saves only a few frames.
So
not quite getting that speedball
hater. Oh no!
Oh no!
One pile too far to the left on that power bomb.
Oh, that is rough. Hopefully that is not the nail in the coffin. We've got a good bit head still left. Lynx laying that power bomb a little further to the right, I think. No, he actually got the exact piles that he wants. Yeah. I'm sorry, not to the left. I was saying to the right.
Yeah, so my visual cue is that little pillar kind of near the E-tank. If you're past it, you're bad. If you're within it, you're usually good. Or that little stalag something hanging from the ceiling.
So this is that claustrophobic area of the game. Everything is really tight, close together. You're not really expected to have all of the movement tech, and if you do, you're not really expected to be playing at this high tier, because we think Deer Force might have known some things, but I don't think they knew just quite how far we would push this game.
Oh, Cutie almost cleared that ledge. I've seen him do it before. Again, we are now back to within an elevator ride between both of the runners.
And this below the old Mother Brain tank. Cutie going for a safety strat, jumping up there and bonking the side of the tank. Lines him up just perfectly. And these one tile gaps are just kind of rough to get through, regardless of what movement tech you have. So once again, I'd like to point out, Lynx's super count is not awesome. It's not terrible anymore, but Cutie is going to have the edge. If Cutie is willing to go for all optimal Torian strats, which I believe he has the ammo for, he could hold his back together, because Lynx is probably going to want to do a little bit of grouping.
Well, here's my question right here. Do you think Lynx is just going to YOLO it and go for the more optimal Turian, even with a lower super count, and just bank on drops just to really try to pull ahead and expand this lead a little bit further? Or do you believe he will go for grouping strats and just try to play it a little bit safer and kind of maintain this lead?
So my guess is there are a couple of rooms specifically where grouping doesn't cost a ton of time. So we're definitely going to see, I'm going to guess grouping in room 2, because the optimal strats in room 1 and 3, especially room 3, are just so much faster than any grouping strat that you can do. There is a sort of half grouping strat in room 1 that Lynx might do. I could see that happening. But room 2 is my guess for that's the group.
Yeah, I definitely, when I'm sitting there below 10 supers, I like to go a little aggressive on the first room, and then I'll group the second room, and might even have to group the last room. But we'll see. Both of these runners are exceptional Turian runners. We got a really, really close race here. I mean, missing baby skip can lose this race. So it's not just Metroid rooms. This is very, that both runners are going to have an exceptionally clean Turian to have hopes of pulling away with this win.
Yeah, let's knock on wood, because we don't want to see anything bad happen from here on. We want to see all super sick Metroid rooms and a good clean baby skip from both runners. So
I agree, that's what we want to see, but it is the reality of this situation. You just have to be a pro when it comes to Turian. Got to be able to put down.
Like I said, fast room 1 from Lynx, and a grouping in room 2. Let's see this room 3, my favorite room in the game. Very nice. Not quite the optimal strat, but the second to optimal strat for sure.
Oh no, Cutie missing that a little bit.
Oh no! Not quite getting that mock ball at the end of room 3. Lynx coming out with good head supers, so we're not worried about hot ammo anymore. And Cutie coming out with good ammo as well.
Dashio set up here for Lynx. Bomb spread. Hold, get your holds in chat.
Looking good.
Yeah, I saw Lynx practice that earlier in the race right there, and that was just about as good as I saw Lynx practice before the race. Let's see if Cutie can counter here. Oh, just like you were saying.
Yes!
Is this going to come down to 2 cries?
That would be so sick, and it definitely could. The 2 cry, hey baby, or I'm sorry, the 2 cry mother brain manip, very recently, just during the course of this tournament, was discovered. So we could see that making a difference. That and the stand-up fight. Just just a couple of onion rings missed from mother brain onto the baby could definitely make a difference here. This is how close these 2 runners are right now.
Come down to like a hecked up stand up and a blue bomber miss, or a Leodox room problem, or a bad parlor. 2 cries Kelton is really hard to explain, but it just makes a much faster. It just makes for a much faster cutscene.
So I'll do a short primer on it coming up in just a second. I do want to say both of our runners had good, clean Mother Brain 2 fights. So you're not supposed to be standing up during this fight, this part of the fight. You're supposed to be locked to the ground. So right here, what we're going to do is they're going to watch Mother Brain's movement, and based on what Mother Brain is doing, try and manipulate Mother Brain, because when she sits down here in just a second...
we'll see.
It doesn't look like he got it.
Lynx didn't get it.
No, so as you can see, Mother Brain's head is just slowly inching back there. It has to get to a certain position before she can sit down, and that sit down is what triggers the fight to move forward. So it's just a manipulation. It looks like Cutie did not get it either. The number of cries that the baby does post sit down is what we're measuring there. So neither of our runners getting the new Two Cries tech. I believe both of them went for it though. This is looking to be some pretty good stand-up fights. Lynx gonna release the baby further to the right. That's gonna have the baby swoop just a little bit sooner. And just one of those tiny little optimizations. Looks like Arc was going for it, but didn't jump quite soon enough. And that looked like one shot on Mother Brain. Or Mother Brain 3, rather.
Yeah, Cutie's going to have maybe 2 or 3 shots, I think. 4 shots.
Yeah, not bad. Lynx trying to show off with some super short charges in here. Doesn't quite get one. Looks like Cutie did.
Oh my god, are you serious? The swag.
So all we've got left is to get off of this planet. Lynx opting not to go for a blue bomber, which is probably smart in this case if he knows that Cutie is so close on his tail. A blue bomber fail could be the thing that gets him. Cutie also opting not to do a blue bomber.
Leodoc's room not living up to its namesake for Lynx.
And there's our Behe Spark for Lynx. Do we get a clean parlor? Looking good. Let's see the steams. And there we have it.
And by the way, this
GGs
is going
in
to
the
be
chat.
an absolutely sick PB for Cutie. Oh my god, that's like near a minute. That's near a minute PB for Cutie right there. But Lynx finishes in first place with a 1:15.22, and Cutie just behind 13 seconds with 1:15.35. What an absolutely amazing race between two of these runners. Holy crap. Zoa, I am so glad that I opted to do this with you. I wasn't going to jump on comms tonight. I wasn't quite in the mood. I was a little bit tired after the first one, but wow, I'm so glad that I was here for this. That was exceptional.
Yeah. Shout outs to Professor School. Was originally going to be, hey, my co-commentator, her for this match. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it in time. But we're moving on. We have LynxXUnlimited in the race room. Lynx, that was a sick race. Maybe not the time that you normally aim for, but you guys were so close. GG's on your win, and how are you feeling?
Yo, what's up, Soa? What's up, Kev? Thank you. GG's to Cutie. I don't know if he's gonna join, but I mean, I wasn't watching the restream, and I was really surprised that he got like, I think it was like a minute PB for him. Pretty sick. Yeah, GG's to him.
Yeah, Lynx, that was an absolutely sick race, and ARealCutie popped off with a pretty big PB right there. Were you watching the restream, or did you know it was this close?
No, I wasn't watching because I knew that. I mean, he's so insane at the game. So if I find out that he's ahead or something, or it's really close, I was gonna get nervous. So no, I just prefer play my game, and it is what it is. Like if I lose, that's fine. I didn't want to risk it.
Well, I gotta tell you, I really hope you go back and you watch that. It was definitely worth it for you because this was an absolutely sick race. Cutie pulled ahead over 20 seconds leaving Ridley's room, just ended up having like a 14 super missile lead on you coming out of Ridley, and you just gamed. Like your end game was absolutely incredible. Cutie had a little bit of trouble in Turian, but just unbelievable race from start to finish. I can't even give it the justice it deserves. You definitely got to see this.
Yeah, I guess I have to watch it.
Yeah, my early game was 114's freaking free. Like I just look at that early game and what this ended up being. Like I don't know, maybe put another week into it, I can get a 114. Kind of sad that I 118'd both the qualifiers. I'm pretty sure my worst time in the bracket so far was a 116.28, and I'm going home. And you have Sloters who has been running 117s. You know what's up with that, Sloters? Step it up and placing higher than me. I don't know about that. Come on.
I mean, can you walk away with this PB and you know, leaving the tournament and feel really good about it in spite of all of that? I know the early game was rough, but this was such an incredible run to watch.
It was a great race. Like
wow.
I'm happy about that. The thing I didn't want was to like shambles everywhere, get like a high 116 and then Lynx is running like a low 114 or something. Like just I wanted a good race. I wasn't expected to win, and I did know that I was ahead out of Ridley. I was kind of keeping tabs on it, but I wasn't like super nervous about it at all necessarily because I knew I was the underdog here. But it was a fun race. You could really tell where the 100% experience was at its best. I think in this is like that leaving Ridley stuff. That's a section that I feel like I maybe ignore a little bit more than I should, just because I know all that other stuff. But it's one sec, Eddie. I'll answer your question real quick. Sorry, I just saw that. But I think that's a really good. It's really indicative of the 100% experience. It really came to fruition in the end game there. Those are a lot of Hundo exclusive rooms and the Hundo exclusive strats that I'm a little bit less versed in. So it wasn't like nerves or anything like that or like pressure. It was just that's kind of how those sections go for me normally. Like I'll always have some catastrophe in them at least once. It's not unlikely. I'm gonna have to go back and retime this though. It was about a 30-second PB or so. Maybe a little bit more. I had a 116.0x from earlier in the tournament. I was just running against my splits from the last race because the last race was a missed baby skip that would have been a 115 otherwise. So, but Eddie, it feels great to have gotten a 120 in arcade, but it only feels great because you have a 119.
I love the talk between runners right here. I don't know. I just had so much fun to watch this. Like you talk about your early game being in shambles a little bit, but that like just from a spectator standpoint, watching you close the gap on Fantoon after Lynx got a slow punish and it brought everything, together. And then you taking the lead with your absolutely sick Meridia, you entering Lower Norfair and entering Ridley with 14 more supers than Lynx. And everybody in chat calling out how strong Lynx's late game was, just made for absolutely great theater. And this is one of the most exciting Super Metroid matches I have ever seen. So I want to thank both of you for putting on the show for all of us, because it was definitely well worth staying up late for.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm glad it was a good race. And I'm glad it didn't end with Lynx missing baby skip or something right at the end. I think I would have I think that would have been tragic because I think he's very clearly the better 100% player than I am, and I think he's sick and very underrated at this game. So
yeah, absolutely. The nerves were insane ever since we got to like Croc, and even before the nerves were high, but they just went to a whole new level around Croc. And so,
I don't know. I think you and I were more nervous than the runners. Just holy crap! Just listening to Cutie talk about just how even keel he was at the end right there. I was freaking out.
Yeah. There was a lot going on.
After the any percent. Sorry. Because after the any percent tournament last year, it's hard to find a situation that's more stressful than that. Honestly, now. That it's honestly helped me in tournament matches entirely, like in the rando tournament and this tournament. I feel like I play my best in tournament matches with like that, with all that on me. Like after like the any percent tournament with the prize pool that was there, and then it's any percent and you're dodging key hunters at, less than 50 energy sometimes, kind of a thing with that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, like tournament matches definitely, it kind of put ice in my veins in a way, I'd have to say.
Well, I hope that means that you'll be joining us for the GT Classic tournament that we're planning to put on next year. So
don't ask me about GT Classic.
So yeah, so that unfortunately knocks you out of the running hang here, Cutie. But you did say, I think you said that you'll probably try at least for a 114. Is that right?
I have no clue. My 100% is always like, yeah, I'll do it till the end of the tournament, and then after the tournament, and then I never do. 100% is a lot more fun though when I'm able to run times like this. After last year's tournament, when I had like a 116 4x, and I got that, I was like doing maybe like 1 or 2 no reset runs a week, and then my tournament matches, and that was about it. It was really frustrating to play because I just felt like I played like miserable the entire game. Whereas like now, I feel like I can at least hold together 5 to 10 minute stretches where I'm playing really, really well, which makes it a lot more fun and a lot less frustrating. So who knows?
Yeah. Lynx, you will be moving on to the lower bracket round 5, where you'll be facing Sloters. Any thoughts on the Sloters match?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of funny. I got a match with Toast that was like a third time encountering tourneys. With Cute, I think it's the same. And Sloters beat me in a finals in an SGLIVE tourney. So yeah, I mean I'm trying to get all my revenges here. Hopefully I can put it off.
You got this.
Absolutely. You are definitely my pick for moving forward all the way to the end of the lower bracket and making it to the grand finals. So let's make it happen.
I'll do my best.
All right. Well, any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
Thanks for commenting, and thanks for racing, Lynx. Seemed like it was a good one. So I'm glad that everyone was able to enjoy a fantastic race.
Yeah, GG's Cutie, and I just have to say, like that's what you get because of your rando and arcade main.
Yeah, it's true. It's
I'm
true.
just kidding,
Like
just kidding.
no, it's a 30-second. It's almost a 30-second PB, Lynx. That is the rando in arcade coming in clutch. GG's.
Thank you for
Appreciate it.
the comms, guys, as well.
Thank you for having us.
I didn't think anything could top this race, but I think the interview trash talk really made it was the cherry on top for a wonderful evening. Zoe, do you want to close out the show for us tonight?
Yeah. So thank you to our runners. Give them a follow. There's links in the chat. Give Kevinastics a follow as well. Don't follow me because I don't stream. Thank you very much for commentating this with me, Kev. Especially on such short notice. Thank you so much to our organizers, to QZ, to Zinni, and to Sassy Zinni for setting this up and doing all the work behind the scenes. And thank you to Speedgaming for hosting this for us and all of their volunteers. This has been a great tournament. This is a fantastic match. We've got more that should be just like this to come. So stay tuned. You can check out the schedule at the link in the chat right now, and check out the brackets. So I think that does it for me. I think I've said thank you to about everyone that I possibly can. We will see you next mission.
Love you all. See you next mission.